Did you use a sexy fairy?
That was the only. I could not find any fairies.
What's the intro?
Tea and chat. Chat with tea. Tea chats. Tea chats.
Are you quite done? Oh my god, what time is it? Girl!
I know.
Okay, for real. Okay. Tea and chat. Chat with tea.
Tea chats.
Tea chats. Welcome to Our Life in Books, where we talk about our lives, books, and everything in between. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Samantha.
And we're cousins!
We changed it. We wanted to try something new.
I was so panicked about the new. I forgot about the clink.
Panicked about the new. This week we're going over the January new releases and finishing our 50 bookish questions. But first, what tea are we drinking?
So we're drinking different teas today. You've got the TARDIS blend from Adagio because it's one of your faves. Mm-hmm. And none of our new stuff sounded good, so we were kind of like digging through, well, I called it the archives, our tea archives.
Our tea archives. We went through down in the cellar and went through our tea archives.
I wish it was that cool. It's a Tupperware container on the counter. So the TARDIS tea is Earl Grey and blackberry and a little bit of vanilla, which normally you don't like Earl Grey.
I know. I like Adagio's Earl Grey. I had it in the little advent calendar, and it was really good.
I love
this is weird.
Earl Grey. So then I'm drinking the orange spice tea from Tea Cellar, and it's taking 100 years to load. So it's black tea with cinnamon, orange pieces, and natural flavor. I really like it.
I just don't really like orange.
Yeah.
Because
it reminds me of it reminds me of Christmas. Like that Christmas smell, that's cinnamon and orange. And
can I smell it? Oh, okay, yeah. It does. Okay, I could actually drink that. I thought whenever I don't like anything that's just like fake orange tasting because it reminds me of the medicine that they give you when you're sick a lot, and that's what I had to have when I was little. Oh, that's really good. Right? It reminds me of Christmas. You're right. Okay, I like that.
So good.
Dang it. I should have tried it. So what are you currently reading?
So I have been oh no, I got tea on my bullet journal.
Oh no.
I'm starting out the year really well actually with reading. Like I'm very proud of myself. So I've already read 2 books and I'm on my 3rd. I just started Below by Alexandria Warwick.
Ooh.
It's a YA fantasy and it's set in like what I imagine to be something like Alaska or in their like Inuits kind of.
Oh, okay.
And so they have little villages and it's always really, really cold. Mm-hmm. And the main character, I honestly don't know how to say her name, so I'm just going to let everybody else figure that out. Yeah. So the villages that they live in are haunted by this demon that comes and steals faces from people.
Ugh, Elizabeth.
Right. So the demon comes and steals her sister's face and she feels really bad and really guilty. And so
are they still alive after that?
So they're still alive, but then they just like live this awful existence of like they can't do anything, they can't see anything, they can still hear, but that's it.
Ugh.
So she sets out to find her sister's face, and so I'm at the part like right now where she's found where the demon is, and it's like this in between world. Like it's not the real world, but it's somewhere in between. And
does she go by herself?
Yeah.
Oh.
She has a dog too.
No, I don't like this.
I know.
Nothing can happen to the dog.
I really hope that because she loses him because it's very like stormy and wintry. Like it's a really good book to read in the winter. It comes out February 4th, I want to say, but she loses him in the storm and she thinks he's probably not alive anymore. But I'm really holding out hope that like he just passed into the in-between like she did and she'll find him eventually.
Or he's like he ran back home.
Yeah, something.
I don't like watching or reading books with like dogs or animals in them.
I was so excited though at the beginning because she's like it starts out with her like not ice fishing, but she's sitting and waiting for like a seal to come up out of a breathing hole for air so she can kill the seal and take it home for food. And it's just her and her puppy.
We have puppies.
I know. So yeah, it's a really good book.
It sounds really good. Really in like a little, we're probably going to talk about this more on the next tea chats, but Elizabeth is killing it with her bullet journal. It's so cool. She like showed me and I was like, you're going too fast. I need to look at all this. And so she's going to put it on Patreon.
Yes. I need to take like a flip through video.
And slowly. because it's really cool. I haven't touched mine. I'm going through some things. It's called I Got a Puppy, and I'm just tired all the time.
Right.
But I'm reading nothing right now. The other day, Liz was like, "You can't be a part of a reading podcast if you don't read." And I was like, I don't know. It's bad. Siobhan Davis sent me her newest book, and I haven't read it.
Oh my gosh.
That's how bad my reading slump is.
Somehow, I don't know what happened, but I got my reading mojo back, and I'm
jealous.
Loving it.
Right now, I'm in a gaming mojo, which I'm trying to build a new PC and do all this stuff. But I think it's because I get so sucked into books that I don't want to do anything else. But I told myself this weekend, it's relaxed weekend. I'm reading books, and so I can get back. I can get back to my TBR list, which needs to happen.
I know it's looking rough.
Yeah,
I have to show you when we're not recording my goals for this year, my reading goals, because I'm sure we're gonna have an episode where we kind of talk about it.
We should do reading goals probably soon.
Yeah.
See what everyone else's are too.
Yeah.
So new releases.
So many new releases in January.
Yeah, we've kind of switching up these, the way we do things. I think we're gonna do at the beginning of the month just talk about all the new releases, just because I've been wanting to go into them a little bit, because when I hear the little synopsises about books, it makes me more excited to read them. So I feel like we can encourage everyone to buy more books and be like us.
Yeah.
Be book hoarders.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to? I don't remember. This has been a long time since we wrote our notes.
I'll take it.
Okay, cool.
So we're starting with the January 7th releases. The first one we've got is Jane Anonymous by Lori Faria Stolars.
That's how I'd say it, yeah.
It's a YA contemporary. A gripping tale about a 17-year-old girl's kidnapping and her struggle to fit back into her life after she escapes.
That's insane and scary. My worst nightmare.
I feel like I haven't heard of this one. I gotta see the cover.
I think you've seen the cover. The cover's really cool. It's purple. It has those tally marks. And her face has a tally mark over it. It looks really interesting.
And it's Wednesday Books. Mm-hmm. They've put out a lot of really good books.
Right?
Lately.
I still can't remember how we got on that reading list for Sadie.
No, me neither.
I don't remember.
I have no idea how that happened.
I've tried to get on their reading list ever since, and I don't know how, because I don't even know how we got on that one time.
I wonder if it was, if you had to sign up on their website or something.
There's nothing. I've looked.
What in the world?
Right? I have no idea.
Because, the Sadie thing was really cool, because then we got, separate mail.
Mm-hmm. We got a pamphlet, and we got little, Polaroids, fake Polaroids, and I still have all of it. But, it's really weird. Wednesday Books. Help. The next one is One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus. Mm-hmm. It's a YA mystery thriller, and it is the sequel to One of Us Is Lying. There's a new mystery to solve at Bayview High, and there's a whole new set of rules.
I really wanted to read One of Us Is
Lying. Me too.
I think I have it. I feel like I bought a copy of it, or I got a copy somehow. But I really want to read it.
It was on Amazon's popular list for a long time. So I was like, I want to read it so bad.
Right.
And so it definitely, from what I remember, looking up this one, it does end. You do find out the killer.
Okay. So then this is just
this is a new, a copycat.
Oh,
it's kind of the road they're going, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which I read and absolutely loved.
Yeah, I remember you loved it.
I have an arc of A Heart So Fierce and Broken, but I was in such a slump that I totally forgot I had it, and then I realized that it came out this week, and I was like, no! So it's on my list to read really soon.
I was going to say, you better read that real quick, and then let me know how it is.
Yeah.
Let us know how it is.
So it says, we return to the world of Emberfall in a lush fantasy where friends become foes and love blooms in the darkest of places. So this is a loosely told Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's so good. And the main character has a disability.
Oh, yep. I remember you telling us about this.
And she's just so freaking tough. I love her. Mm-hmm. So I can't wait to read the second one.
Oh, I can't wait to read the first one and the second one. Because I think I have the first one.
The cover's so pretty because it's got the vines and I love it.
The next one is A Night Country by Melissa Albert. It's a YA fantasy and is a sequel to The Hazelwood. And it looks like we've got a lot of sequels coming in January. In The Night Country, Alice Proserpine drives back into the menacing, memorizing world of the dark fairy tales and hidden doors. Follow her and Ellery Finch as they learn the Hazelwood was just the beginning and that the worlds die, not a whimper, but a bang.
We got the Hazelwood in an owl crate.
Yes, and I love the cover, and it's like one of those, it's definitely on like my higher up TBR list because I wanted to read like a fantasy like that. So if anyone's read it, let us know what your thoughts were because I'd really like to know.
Okay. The next one is Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim, another YA fantasy, about Amaya, a prisoner aboard a ship where she's been held captive for years. When she saves a stranger, he offers her a new identity and off the ship. All Amaya wants is revenge against the man who took everything, but the closer she gets, the more she discovers about her past and the more she realizes she can trust no one. Packed with high-stakes adventure, romance, and dueling identities, this gender-swapped retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo is the first novel in a YA epic fantasy duology. So I actually have a arc of this one.
I was wondering because I really like the cover. I remember seeing it. Who was the publisher?
I have an e-arc of it. But
Disney.
Oh, yep, that's why.
That's why. I remember seeing the cover and I was like, that is, I don't know, I just really like the cover. Girl holding a dagger in her chest.
Oh, it looks so good too.
It does. And have you read The Count of Monte Cristo? I don't think I've read it or watched anything about it.
So there's a podcast. I'm trying to think what it's called. It's called Craftlit, and it's hosted by Heather Ordover, and she takes classics that are in the public domain, and she reads chapter by chapter, and then there's like discussions on them.
Oh, cool!
And so I started listening to the Count of Monte Cristo at one point, but it's so long.
Yeah.
So I didn't listen to the whole thing.
So you started though.
I did.
Farther than I've gotten. The next one is Mr. Nobody by Catherine Steadman. It's a thriller. A psychiatrist treating a man with no memory discovers that her patient knows far more about her past than his own in a gripping psychological thriller from the New York Times bestselling author of Something in the Water.
So I read Something in the Water last year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And she's back with another one. She's an actress. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I thought so.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what she does with this next one. So now we're moving on to January 14th books. The Conference of Birds by Ransom Riggs.
Love Ransom.
It's the 5th book in the Miss Peregrine series. I partnered with Penguin Teen, and I'm going to be posting about it on release day. I just got my copy in the mail today. I'm so excited.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I love it. I'm trying to remember if I've read A Map of Days, because that's the 4th one. I don't remember if I read it or not, but that's the one with the cover with the swing, and that's the picture we took at BookCon.
I love that. Yeah. I can't remember where I'm at. I think I'm just on the second one.
I know I read the first 3.
I got the first one at BookCon, and then I didn't get the others, so I read the first one, and then I was like, I don't have the others. And then by the time they got here, I was on another book.
Right.
Also for January 14th is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. It's a YA fantasy, LGBTQ+. It's a gritty, fast-paced adventure about 2 brothers caught up in a magical war generations in the making.
I think this is his first fantasy.
Is it?
I think so, because he was writing contemporary before that, I believe. I could be wrong. He's one of the authors we saw at BookCon.
Yes, and
he's freaking adorable.
He's so adorable. And when you just get to meet people, it's just so, you feel their personality come out of their books. Yeah, I think this is his first fantasy, because he wrote What If It's Us?
History Is All You Left Me, More Happy Than Not.
And
they both die at the end.
He was in those 2 anthologies. Yeah. So yeah. All right, cool.
January 21st, we've got This Vicious Cure by Emily Savada.
Oh my gosh, I'm
so
you
should have taken this one.
You should just take this one. You can talk. It's fine. I'm just so excited.
It's a YA dystopian fantasy, the final installment in this Mortal Coil series. So we get to find out what happens with Kat, her friends, and the deadly disease that threatens them all.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I pre-ordered it through Emily's website, and she sent like signed copies, signed little book plates for all 3 books.
Oh, dang.
And she sent bookmarks, and I was like, I just want the book. Give me the book. Because I remember that's one of those books where I don't have to go reread. I remember exactly where we left off, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
So that maybe my brain is just waiting for January 21st. Next is Layoverland by Gabby.
So it looks like no one, but then I was like, it's probably noon.
Noon. That's
right?
what I was trying to think of, but it looks like no
Every
one.
time I see it,
Gabby
I think
no
one.
That'd be great. Gabby no one.
Right.
Gabby Noon. A YA contemporary. B was in a fatal car accident after ruining her little sister's life. Now she's stuck in purgatory, helping other souls move on, and her first assignment is the boy who caused her accident.
So this one sounds really good. I'm on a
so good
tour for this one.
Really?
Later in the month, I think.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I just thought it sounded so good because so many YAs are, about like high school and blah, blah, blah. And this one is, she's in purgatory. Like she died.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where it goes with it.
Yeah. I definitely want to read it as well.
And the next one is Tweet Cute by Emma Lord. It's a YA contemporary romance. And I kind of read through the synopsis and I just have like a very short little thing to say about it. It says, Twitter war over rival family businesses turns into a maybe romance.
I like it.
Because the girl's family owns one business and the boy's family owns another. And the girl's family business steals a recipe and then they get in a Twitter war because each of the kids run the Twitter accounts.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, it just sounds so cute.
That does sound really cute.
Maybe romance?
Maybe romance? The next one is Follow Me to Ground by Sue Rainsford. It's a fantasy magical realism. Ooh, this is up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
Follow Me to Ground is a fascinating and frightening, urgent and propulsive. In Ada, an award-winning author, Sue Rainsford has created an utterly bewitching heroine, one who challenges conventional ideas of womanhood and the secrets of the body. Slim but authoritative, Follow Me to Ground lingers long after its final page, pulling the reader into a dream between fairy tale and nightmare, desire and delusion, folktale and warning. That sounds so good.
The cover's so cool.
I was gonna say, I need to see this cover. Oh, the cover is so cool. It's like a dark blue with flowers and a girl with her eyes being covered. That's really neat.
Oh, I love it. All right, moving on to January 28th.
Yes.
Don't read the comics. Don't read the comments by Eric Smith. It's a YA contemporary. Two teens, one an internet famous gamer and the other a game coder, cross paths and must deal with ridiculous online trolls that are beginning to affect their real lives. And Eric Smith is he works for Book Riot and he's one of the podcasters for the YA.
Oh, nice.
The why can't I talk? Book Riot YA podcast.
I've been butchering everything
done.
I'm talking. I'm writing. Jesus. That looks really good.
Yeah. Sounds cute.
The last one for the month of January that we're going to talk about is The Lookalike by Erica Spindler. It's a thriller. Sienna Scott grew up in the dark shadow of her mother's paranoid delusions. Now she's returning home to confront her past and the unresolved murder that altered the course of her life. Ooh, that sounds really good.
Oh, I just love thrillers. I love them so much.
I'm not going to sing the song.
We're not going to pay Michael Jackson.
No. But it does get stuck
or the Michael Jackson estate. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, Kindle Unlimited. I chose a mystery. It's called If You Tell by Greg Olson.
Ooh.
Harrowing and heart-trending. If You Tell is a survivor story about absolute evil and the freedom and justice that Nikki, Sammy, and Tori risked their lives to fight for. Sisters forever, victims no more. They found the light in the darkness that made them the resilient women they are today. Loving, loved, and moved on. I wanted to put more into it, but I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. But basically, their mom abused them.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
So trigger warning.
So very big trigger warning. But it sounds really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it'd be a really interesting read.
Heck yeah. All right, prime reading. I found Daughters of the Lake by Wendy Webb. It's a gothic mystery. After the end of her marriage, Kate Granger has retreated to her parents' home on Lake Superior to pull herself together, only to discover the body of a murdered woman washed into the shallows. Tucked in the folds of the woman's curiously vintage gown is an infant, as cold and at peace as its mother. No one can identify the woman except for Kate. She's seen her before in her dreams.
Ooh.
Ugh. And I'm pretty sure I have a copy of this book because I just freaking love the cover.
Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, the cover's really cool.
It's like a woman underwater with the dress on, like they talk about in the synopsis.
Yeah, and it's like floating eerily.
Oh, I love it.
You're like, yes. I'm like, look. All right. Book world news?
Yeah, so I found a few things. There's a whole lot of lists around right now, like, must-read books of 2020 and stuff. So I found a couple.
It's 2020.
Nicole, one of our listeners, sent me one. And it's the BuzzFeed. Hold on. BuzzFeed most highly anticipated books of 2020, and there's 83 books.
Holy cow.
Right. There's so many. Some of them are some of the ones that we've already talked about that are coming out this month, and then some of them are, not coming out till a little later this year. But definitely a lot of reading material here.
To get excited about. Yeah.
Where did it go? Follow Me to Ground is on that list. Which is that one with that really freaking sweet cover.
Oh, yeah.
Flowers. But yeah, there's a lot of good books on that list. And then I also found one on Goodreads that's 33 highly anticipated books of 2020.
So, and you can even go through and put want to read on them.
Yeah.
And it'll go to your Goodreads account. That's cool.
So if you're looking for books to read this year, here's a couple different lists.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
And then I found this news article, which I thought was pretty cool. So, come on. Sorry, the internet's slow. Archaeologists have discovered the world's oldest illustrated book in an ancient Egyptian burial site.
What?
Yeah, and this article is posted on ArtNet News. So we'll link
so
it.
Cool.
But yeah, it says it's 4,000-year-old edition of Book of Two Ways, and it's a guide to the afterlife.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. I just thought it was so cool.
That's really cool. And it's still you can still see the writing on it, which is so neat.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, we'll link that article below so you can kind of go check it out. But I just thought that was fun.
That is really fun. Oh, I love ancient Egyptian stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's just so interesting.
It is.
And then you had an update, a little one here.
Oh, yeah. Those of you who have read All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven.
Mm-hmm.
It is coming to Netflix February 28th.
Oh my God. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
I'm not ready time, but I need to see it.
Right.
I can't wait.
This is another one of those books where I'm almost positive I don't have to reread it.
No, I don't. I remember everything.
Right. So.
Because it's so impactful, we forced our moms to read it.
Right. Yeah.
I can't wait. If you guys have read it, let us know if you're excited, because I'm so excited.
I am
for
too.
this.
I'm excited.
And if you haven't, it's a fast read.
Yeah.
It's a very heart-wrenching fast read.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think you will have enough time to definitely read it before this.
I think I cried for the last 50 pages. So get ready for that.
Oh, I cried a lot of it as well. There is another one. A listener, Nick, he told me about a book. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Nick. And it just came out, and it was a memoir of the girl who was attacked by Brock Turner. She came out with a book, and it just came out. But I can't think of. Let me see if I can find the title really quick. But he said it was it's called Know My Name by Chanel Miller.
Oh,
so we'll link that.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it on Goodreads. But he said that he read it so fast. It was the most intense book he's ever read.
Dang.
So I think that's really interesting. I didn't know that she was coming out with a book.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just sounds like one of those.
I feel like your mom would really like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you know that story, right? He didn't get any time.
Right.
It's just, that just makes me mad when I think about it.
He's become the face of privileged white boy.
Mm-hmm. I guess it came out in September.
Dang.
So I didn't hear about it neither.
No.
Isn't that really weird? When he came and showed me, I was like, I didn't hear about this at all.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What is going on with my computer? Yeah. So that's another thing. I don't know what I just did. All right. Sorry to end on a depressing note, but I think I don't know. I'm going to read it. I'm very excited too.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to finish the
Yeah,
part
finally.
3 of Bookish questions?
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Spanned 3 episodes.
I think it's been fun though, and
Yeah.
hopefully everyone else has like kind of just like thought about these questions as well and answered them.
Yeah, there's some of these where I wrote a lot more than just like one answer because I was like, I don't know, I have so many things to say about this. So sorry, and get ready for that.
I have things to say, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know what to say. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so we're on question 33. What is a book you read after seeing the movie or TV series?
Oh, okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to find something.
Oh, you're fine. So mine was The Hunger Games. We watched the very first movie, and then I was like, I don't know, I just wasn't that into it when we watched the first movie. And then
did we watch it together?
No, I think it was Alex and I. We watched it, and I was just like, it was okay. And then you told me about the books and said I needed to read them, so I read them, and those were the books that I was just like I was Katniss when I was reading them, and it was so freaking good. Yeah. So then I went back and watched the movies, and I was like, okay, now I get it.
Right? Like sometimes I feel like it can work both ways.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like I need the book. I need to feel that closeness with the character, because in books, like you get in the character's head a lot more.
You become the character.
Yeah. So I feel like sometimes I need that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm the same. Okay, so I watched The Vampire Academy because I'm really into like those I'm into books that get turned into movies in general. But I love it when they're like maybe indie and not very popular and have a low budget, because for me, like indie movies feel more real. Mm-hmm. There's not as much like glitz and glam. Right. Which I like I like things that are authentic. Mm-hmm. So I watched The Vampire Academy, and and I just made me like want to know what happens next. And that's like, oh god, how many books is that? 8? And then there's a spin-off of 8 more books, and that was when I first got a Kindle for the first time, and I bought all of them, and I read all of them.
Rochelle Mead?
Yep.
Okay.
And I still kick myself for not meeting her because I was too shy. Because like, that was me. Like I was like, I know who she is. I've read those books.
Right.
But yeah, that was the one where I watched the movie and then read all the books. And it's been long enough. I think I read those in like, oh god, when did I get a Kindle? Like 2012, 2013. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm gonna read them again. Yeah. But that's one of the movies that I always like watch all the time when I'm feeling like nostalgic. Aww. That's all right. Cute. You're cute. Oh my god. All right. Question 34. What is the newest book you have bought?
Do you want to go first?
So yeah, I'll go first. So I did read, or I believe I put a date on there. I was like 12/12. I bought Scared Little Rabbits by A.V. Geiger. Ooh. There's pre-order with it, and it just sounded really good. Mm-hmm. And when Nora gets accepted into her dream summer program at the prestigious Winthrop Academy, she jumps at the chance to put her coding skills to use. Ooh. I love a good nerd computer character. But then a fellow student goes missing, and the tech trail for the crime leads back to Nora. With no one to trust, Nora must race to uncover the truth and clear her name, or she might be the next to disappear. Ooh. Doesn't that sound so good? Mm-hmm. And they had like a little like enamel pin. And she sent a bunch of other like cute little goodies, kind of like Sadie, where like matched with it. So I pre-ordered that. That's adorable. So that's like the last book. I'm really proud of myself. Dang. I didn't like go crazy. This year. What about you?
So the last one I bought was The Grace Year by Kim Leggett.
I'm so glad you bought that. That's
so cool. Well, we went to Barnes & Noble the day after Christmas, and the kids got to pick out some stuff, and I was walking around, and this was 50% off or something. So I was like, well, I'm going to buy it because I read it already, and now I want a physical copy of it. Oh, I love this book. It was so good.
I know, guys. We're going to do an in-depth episode on the Patreon soon. I promised her I would finish it this weekend, so then we can do it next week.
Do you want me to read the little, little blurb?
Yes.
Okay, no one speaks of the Grace Year. It's forbidden. In Garner County, girls are told they have the power to lure grown men from their beds, to drive women mad with jealousy. They believe their very skin emits a powerful aphrodisiac, the potent essence of youth, of a girl on the edge of womanhood. That's why they're banished for their 16th year, to release their magic into the wild so they can return purified and ready for marriage. But not all of them will make it home alive. Oh, it's
I wouldn't want to come home and deal with that. Ugh.
It's so freaking good.
Is it going to make me mad?
Yes.
Ugh.
There's a lot of anger. Like, it reminds me of... So I haven't read or seen The Handmaid's Tale, but a lot of people are comparing it. Yeah. But I just thought, like, Lord of the Flies, too.
Yeah.
Because they go out to this... Like, they're locked in this, like, fenced-in area, and it's just them. Like, it's just these teenage girls, and they have to fend for themselves. They have to eat, and they have to, everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Lord of the Flies. Like, things get crazy.
Oh, gosh. I need to finish it.
So good. All right. Question 35. What 3 books are you most looking forward to reading in 2020?
Oh, gosh.
Girl, you only have 2.
No. Hold on a second. I had a third. You go. Did I go first last time?
I have 3, but I didn't link one of them. Gosh darn it! Do your job, girl.
I've been watching a lot of Bob's Burgers, so.
If I could type, that would be great. Okay, I will start.
Okay.
So, my first one is A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Kemmerer, which we talked about earlier. I just can't wait to read it. I really should have read it by now, but here we are.
But here we are.
Here we are. My other one is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. It's a YA fantasy with mermaids and pirates. So,
oh my God, that's your book.
On board, 100%. And then my third one is Havenfall by Sarah Holland. It's a YA fantasy. And then I wrote See a Theme here because they're all YA fantasies.
Yeah.
But Havenfall sounds so interesting.
You have to read the synopsis. You didn't read them for any of them.
We already talked about...
Yeah, A Heart So Fierce and Broken.
Yeah. Oh, I'm reading yours. Vicious Cure. Jesus. Jeremy, spoiler.
Sorry, spoiler.
But All the Stars and Teeth, I didn't feel like I needed to say more than mermaids and pirates.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay, Havenfall, though. A safe haven between 4 realms. The girl sworn to protect it at any cost. Hidden deep in the mountains of Colorado lies the Inn at Havenfall, a sanctuary that connects ancient worlds, each with their own magic, together. For generations, the Inn has protected all who seek refuge within its walls, and any who disrupt the peace could never return. For Maddie Morrow, summers at the Inn are more than a chance to experience this magic firsthand. Havenfall is an escape from reality where her mother sits on death row accused of murdering Maddie's brother. It's where Maddie fell in love with handsome Fjorden soldier Brecken, and it's where one day she hopes to inherit the role of innkeeper from her beloved uncle. But this summer, the impossible happens. A dead body is found, shattering everything the Inn stands for. With Brecken missing, her uncle gravely injured, and a dangerous creature on the loose, Maddie suddenly finds herself responsible for the safety of everyone at Havenfall. She'll do anything to uncover the truth, even if it means working together with an alluring new staffer, Taya, who seems to know more than she's letting on. As dark secrets are revealed about the Inn itself, one thing becomes clear to Maddie. No one can be trusted, and no one is safe.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Right? So it's not like your normal fantasy set in a completely different world. It's set in Colorado, and then there's these different realms that it just sounds so good. And the cover is
I was gonna say the cover is really cool.
And I just got the ARC for this in the mail.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm so excited.
That's so cool. Okay, the 3 I've got is The Vicious Cure by Emily Savada. Why science fiction dystopian? It comes
Sinus fiction. I like that better.
Sinus fiction. It comes out January 21st, 2020. Sinister Souls and Dead Things by Martina McAtney.
Yeah. What is it? What's her name?
Oh, McAtee, right?
No, McAtee.
McAtee. Shoot. I'm so sorry, Martina. Listen, we've been saying it wrong for like a year and a half. Longer.
Right, forever.
McAtee. I'm going to start typing it like that, like Mac-T.
Right.
It comes out April 27th, 2020. She just announced it in her Facebook page. So that's why I added it in there.
Oh, I love the cover on this one too.
I know. I'm so excited. That's one of the series I'm going to reread because there's so much going on and I love every single character. And then the last one is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. She's starting a new trilogy. It's in the same
So I saw the cover of this one today.
It's in the same world.
I didn't realize that it was a whole new...
Yeah, it's going to be a whole new one. It is talking about James Hare. It's the famous children of Will and Tessa. So from the Clockwork series, we're going to meet their children.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll read this one then.
Exactly. I know you're Tessa, though. You are Tessa.
You're Tessa.
No, I decided that I'm... Shoot, what is her name? It's the last series that I haven't finished that either because it's my favorite that I've ever read of hers, and I don't want it. The Lady Midnight series because it's gonna be the end of it.
Yeah,
I've been having trouble with ending things lately. I'm what is her name? Emma Carstairs.
Oh, gotcha.
Because she's blonde and she doesn't like to follow the rules and she's smart out. So. Me.
So they're really killing it with covers in 2020. Chain of Gold is freaking amazing.
It's so pretty. I just all covers, like everyone's like pulling out. I feel like you kind of have to,
Yeah, people aren't messing around.
No,
man. Not in the world of Bookstagram, where all the the covers
it's all
have
about
to be
covers. Like you have to get people to read it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
You like how I did that?
Yeah, I don't know what Bookstagram. Everyone go to Bookstagram.
It's a good thing we're not video recording.
Yeah. Ooh. I think we should, because then people would be like, wow, you guys are real weird.
Yup.
Like I went, Okay. Question 36. What is the book that you love that has a terrible trope? Love triangle, etc. I had to text Elizabeth and ask what a trope was because I couldn't think of anything. I was like, I love everything.
So do
and you're
I.
Like, no, you don't, Samantha. I'm like, okay.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't know. There's just so many tropes out there. Like, you have to. A book has to be built on some kind of trope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it has to have a storyline that we recognize. So another example is the one that I chose, the Chosen one. Mm-hmm. So, like Harry Potter. That's what I picked for mine, is the Harry Potter Chosen one. Because you always, the story is always centered around this one person that without them, the world would basically end. And so many stories have that.
Yeah.
But
you don't like it?
No, I do like it. It's just
you love.
Book you love that has a terrible trope.
Okay, so I picked Twilight because it has a love triangle, and I don't personally like love triangles. I never want to. I don't like it.
Yeah, usually I don't either.
No, but I liked Twilight. So.
My favorite trope as far as romance goes is the
enemies to
lovers. I almost said friends to lovers. I'm like, that's not what I mean.
That's not
the opposite of friends, whatever that's called.
Yeah. So I mean, I still really, and I want to reread the Twilight books just because I have such nostalgia for them. I know.
I feel like if you reread them, you're gonna ruin it for yourself.
No. I still rage watch all the movies all the time.
The relationship sucks.
Don't ruin this for me. Are we gonna have another fight?
I'm just saying, I know because when I read them, I loved them too. But I feel like if I reread them, I'd be so mad at Bella for being so stupid about the stupid relationship.
But how I see it,
that's because that's
punching the air.
Because that's how I was with the first Cassandra Clare series.
Freaking in my head like a dog hit you.
What's her name? That's why I don't like her, because their relationship sucks. The brother and sister, but then not
really brother and sister. What's her name?
I don't
Clary.
know. Yes, I don't like her, and I don't like the boyfriend, and that's a terrible relationship too.
I like them.
Oh,
maybe that says something about
toxic.
Who I am as a person.
I don't like it.
So I've been hanging out with my puppy too much because I just tilted my head back and forth at Elizabeth, because I couldn't understand her.
Oh no.
Okay, so what I think, let me rebuttal this, all right? When I think of the love triangle and how crappy it is, but I've been there. I've been in those crappy relationships, so it makes me feel like I wasn't a crazy
but I have too.
Teenager.
And I still I hate it. It makes me so angry. I just get triggered.
You do, and I'm like, been there.
I just want to. What sucks is those girls always stay with the guy, and that's why I get so angry, because they're.
But she loves him, Elizabeth.
But he's an idiot, and you can do better.
When's he at? How is he an idiot?
Which one?
Which book are we talking about? Which book are we arguing about right now?
Which one?
Twilight.
He's very controlling. Not cool, bro. Not cool. I don't like him. Jace, I don't like him either. I feel like he's controlling too, and like the girls are always like, oh, I just love him. I'm like, you've known him for 2 days. Like, meet somebody else, maybe.
Look who I have to deal with when talking about romance, guys. Look at this. Look what I have to deal with. And I'm over here like, oh, I think I kind of like that. And I'm just like, but, you know, I'm not married with kids.
I was going to say, I've been married for 10 years. It's not that I hate romance. I just don't like the crappy romance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, we've talked about this before. I want to write a book about a girl that meets a boy in high school and then doesn't get married to him. Ooh, shocker. Like, you know, I just want that book.
I agree with that.
Because I just hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah.
There's other people out there, and that one boy that you met is not going to be your end-all, be-all.
No.
Like, meet other people. Anyways, I'm going to step off that soapbox.
All right, guys. I'm going to go cry. No, all right, next question.
37. Have you read a book in a different language? What was it?
Do you want to go first? Or
I don't speak any other languages, so no.
You have to read what you wrote.
Also, I wrote, I'm not even sure if I've read a book in translation.
No. And I wrote, Shakespeare feels like a different language. Does that count? Because my high school English teacher was obsessed with Shakespeare, so we read all the books. So I read it, but it was like reading a different language.
Right.
You'd always have to go to the bottom.
Play, right?
Yeah, and so you'd have to always go to the bottom because it would be like have little like numbers or whatever next to it. And you have to go down to see what it means. And I'm like, this is taking forever. Or he'd be like, the sun is the moon or something. You know what I mean? And then you're like, what does that mean?
The sun is the moon.
Like.
I take that back. I think I have read a book in translation, but don't ask what it was because I don't remember. But I feel like last year I did.
Really?
Yeah. Just a book that, like, you know, was written in another language and then they published it in the US and someone translated it. I can't remember. I'll have to look through my list.
Okay.
Anyhow, question 38.
Was it me?
Yeah.
I just got here. 38. What is the book you've read that is set in a time period you were born in? Before you were born in. That you were born in. Nope. Before? Was it before?
Oh, when did I answer this? Okay, so I read The War Outside by a person. I clicked away, so I forgot.
Hess?
Monica Hess. Hold on. I was going to type it in here and give you a little insight. Oh, right. So this is a World War II book.
Nick, listen to this. He likes history books.
So it's 1944 and World War II is raging across Europe in the Pacific. The war seemed far away from Margot in Iowa and Haruko in Colorado until they were uprooted to dusty Texas, all because of the places their parents once called home, Germany and Japan. So they're both in basically a camp.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, but they're, you know, different ethnicities, so they're supposed to be kept apart, and it's really, really good.
That does sound really good. I would like to read that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I put, the only one I can think of is The Diary of Anne Frank. Because I don't like history, I don't like things that are, I don't know, I suck. And I don't know if I need to explain to you what The Diary of Anne Frank is, but all I can say is I was depressed the entire time I was reading it because I know what happens. Mm-hmm. And it's sad because you just want to stop it and you can't, and it's awful, and I don't know.
She's just a little girl.
And you know what happens, and you want to like go through the pages and be like, you know, tell her what to do, and you can't. It's hard. So the end.
The end. Oh boy. I really wrote a novel for this next
great. One. She's going to be triggered again. We're going to fight about romance books. Are we?
No.
Okay, good. I didn't read what you wrote.
Question 39. What book or topics offended you? Okay, so do you want me to go first or do you want to go first on this one?
I think I'll go first because yours is very long. And mine was like, I can't, and I realized this about myself recently, some of them. So I can't name any certain books, but I don't like to read about polygamy. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand it.
Right.
It's not something that I'm interested in ever. So it's hard for me to relate to things when I'm reading them if I don't like it. Characters with drug addictions is very hard for me to read. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And emotionally and physically abusive relationships. I think that's why I have issues with the new bully romance.
Twilight.
They don't hit each other.
Emotionally abusive.
Oh, well, I don't.
He's very controlling. So is Jacob, to be honest. But
yeah,
that's
I was gonna
thing.
say, and she's kind of crazy too in her own right.
Right.
So
they're all crazy.
But like recently, there's a trend going around about bully romances, like all over the indie romance community, and I can't read them because no, you don't understand. Like there's like Twilight, and then there's people being manipulative and like just like so mean, like mean where it's like cuts you. You know what I mean? Like just putting you down.
And then they end up together at the end?
They like end up together and then they're not together and they get with each other but they hate each other and I just don't understand it. I don't like it at all. I want you to read one or maybe I'll get some clips out and I can
I would just be mad the whole time.
Maybe we can have a episode on this just because like I was reading it and I just felt hurt.
Yeah.
For all parties involved and I was like, I just don't think I can read this.
What's the appeal? Like are there people that like those relationships?
There's a lot of people who like reading bully romances.
No, but like, are there people who like want to be in a relationship like that? Like, is that a thing?
I think so. Or they like the rejection or the chase because it's kind of like a chase. But see, I don't like that at all. Mm-hmm. I don't like games, and there's a lot of games and mind manipulation, and it's just I don't like it. But it's very, very popular right now. So I'd like to do an episode on it of like why it's popular and kind of reach out to some readers and be like, why do you like this?
Right.
Because like a lot of authors that I read indie romance are writing these. And I'm like,
I don't know. I think a lot of romance books, like the appeal of them is like things that are a lot of books anyway, are like things that are not going to happen to you in real life.
Yeah.
So it's like
in real life.
Well, but those could be like, maybe that person doesn't personally like romance like that, but it's like a fantasy romance, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So they can read it and get that fulfillment, but
I just don't ever want that fulfillment. I don't like when people are mean to me.
Right. So I feel like I would, like I said, I feel like I'd be mad the whole time
I was mad and I was like confused. Like every time I've read about polygamy or characters with drugs or like the bully romances, I've not liked it at all. And I The Lovely Bones, I couldn't read that. That's about a girl who was killed. Like when it's in depth detail about abuse and murder, like I think it's more abuse. I can't read it.
Yeah,
I just can't do it. And so I really want to dive into this new trend that's going on because a lot of romance authors have been like, oh, like I'm gonna be giving out this bully romance. Do you want to read it? And I'm like, no, like I'm just not into it at all.
Yeah,
it's great, it's fine. I'm not trying to tell people who aren't into it to not be into it. It just I don't like
read what you like.
Yes, I'm a soft-hearted person. I don't want to get yelled at by my book.
Well, and that's the thing. Like I don't think authors want they don't want you to review a book that you know before even starting that you're not going to enjoy.
I've tried it. The book I read about polygamy, the bully romance I read, and the book that had characters addicted to drugs, I didn't review them because it's not my thing.
Right.
And one book I think I did say it was well written.
Mm-hmm.
The characters are well written. It's just not my thing, and it's not going to be, and so I'm not going to review it.
Right.
I sent that to the author. So, okay, mine was like a sad rant. What's yours? Is your anger rant? I really hope so.
So this was really hard because
it was hard for me
because there's not a lot of topics that I won't read. Like I read a lot of thrillers, and they all have like terrible things in them, and you know what I mean. So there's not a lot of things I won't read. But I said, I don't like nice, clean endings where the multiple murderers are taken out with one single bullet. Looking at you, Mary Higgins Clark. I will never read another Mary Higgins Clark book.
What book did you read of hers? I can't remember.
I honestly don't know what it's called. I got to the end, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the books that I threw across the room because I was so upset. Because literally, the two bad guys in the book were killed with one bullet. It went straight through one of them and into the other, like in a completely different room. And then it was done, and it's a happily ever after, and I hated it. I was so mad.
Sorry, I had a sign conversation with myself. I said that happened in the movie, and it was the movie Wanted. Continue. Wanted.
I don't need your clean ending.
Took me a second, but I remember her now. All right, got it. Yeah.
And then I said, aside from that, cheating partners in books make me irrationally angry. And then also, I like my cast of characters to have some diversity.
Yeah.
Because I feel like authors have been getting better at that. Mm-hmm. And so now I've gotten to a point where if there's no diversity in a book, it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, those are the kind of things that take me out of the book, that take me out of the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Real quick, should we like switch it up? Like, you answer if you can't offend, if any of mine offend you, and I'll answer if any of yours offend me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, real quick.
Yeah.
I agree because I want to say I agree about the clean endings. It bothers me when I like when things aren't put together nicely because then it makes me think. Like Sadie wasn't put together nicely, and I still think about that book. All the Right Places wasn't put together nicely.
Like I need something at the end so I can continue it in my head. You know what I mean? Like I can finish the story a little bit, or I can like
still
wonder.
Think about it. Yeah.
Or exactly. Or it's open for if they want to write a sequel or whatever. Like it's just a little bit open-ended.
Yeah. Cheating partners. I guess it doesn't bother me that much. As long as it's not like they stay with them. If they cheat and they leave, then yes. But if they cheat and they stay, I don't. No. And then diversity. Yeah, I would say it's definitely become more clear. Maybe when I was younger, it wasn't as clear.
Yeah, but like
definitely more now. When I'm like, oh, they're all cis white, cool.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's been a couple books where I get halfway through and I'm like, every single character is white and straight.
Yeah.
And like, this is very vanilla. Like, what's going to happen in the story?
Nothing, yeah.
So, I don't know. Those are the few, like, things I thought of as I was trying to, like, answer this question. Because, like I said, there's not a lot of topics that I will pick up a book and be like, oh, no, I'm not going to read that.
Yeah. Okay, what about mine? Do any of them bother you? To bad where you wouldn't read them? Because I think I would still read if they cheated. But the diversity, I end up reading, but I'm not like, meh.
Yeah.
So what about you?
I don't think I've ever read a book with polygamy. I mean, I feel like I would just to...
I kind of want you to just to see what your perspective is, because for mine, it was just very like, I was an outsider reading about the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't connect with any of it because I physically could not picture myself doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't badly written. I liked all the characters. I liked, but having them all share one partner and the dynamic that they all had, while it wasn't toxic, it was just foreign, way too foreign for me to understand and wrap my head
because you always want to put yourself in the story, and if you can't even imagine yourself in that situation, then it's kind of
hard to relate.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad, but it was just like, I was like, oh, I'm not really interested in that.
Right. So I feel like I would read a book about or with polygamous characters, but I just never have.
Yeah.
Same with the others. Like, I don't think I've read, well, I know I haven't read any bully romances. I don't think I've read any other than, like the subtly emotionally abusive relationships in books.
What about like, because I know like The Lovely Bones, or I read like, it's on Amazon. It was about a girl who her aunt beat her up.
Oh.
And it like went into detail about the abuse of like her aunt would like, like break a glass over her head or something. You know what I mean? And so that was really hard for me to read. And there's 2 more books and I couldn't do it. I could barely make it through the first one without like, I was crying a lot. And I was like, okay, I can't handle when people get abused. Like I can't handle, because I want to jump through the book and say, and stop it. And I can't. And so then it makes me too uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know if I would be able to
Maybe we should do an episode farther down the line where we read some of the things that offend us and then talk about them.
Oh, God.
Oh, okay.
You're just going to force me to read a bunch of romances.
Yeah, that's basically my plan. All right. Question 40. What is the weirdest book you have read?
Me or you?
I found the book. You can go first. But I found the book that I always talk about that I didn't like when we went to BookCon. And that's what I went through. Because I know I had found, like it was on my Kindle and I found it. So go first.
Okay, so as far as weird, I mean this in the nicest possible way because I actually really enjoyed this book. But it's called River of Teeth by Sarah Gailey. So it imagines if the U.S. government had imported hippos in the early 19th century. So this was a thing This is the thing that the U.S. government considered. In the early 19th century, they talked about it, and then they decided not to do it. But so this book imagines if they had imported hippos.
Do we have hippos in the United States?
No.
We don't?
No. Not unless they're in zoos. This is like ranchers instead of...
No, I didn't know there was hippos in the United States.
Girl.
Maybe I'm just tired. But I guess I just, because of YouTube, I see them so much. But they're probably not, they're in Africa. Oh my God.
Zoos. Like, we have them in zoos.
Zoos are awful, though.
I know. But, so anyway, so the book is about, like, all this cast of, like, misfits, and I can't even remember what their goal is, honestly, because it's been a while since I read it. But they ride hippos. And
okay, now I want the
there's
US
like
to import hippos.
There's hippo ranchers, and
can we have hippos?
They're angry. They're terrible creatures.
Cute. I like them.
They're so bad.
Oh.
But anyway, so the book is really good, but it starts with a weird concept. But so, anyways, yours is not in the same vein of weird but great.
I know, and it has a star that, like, I feel like I'm crazy. I don't want to say. Should I? I don't really want to like I don't like doing that. You know what I mean? Should I say who it is?
I mean,
what the book is? I don't care.
Weirdest book. It's weirdest book. You're not saying it's terrible. You're saying it's weird.
So this is the book that I've referenced a couple times that I read at BookCon, and I had no idea what was going on, and there's a bunch of themes in it.
This is the book that you literally read, like, so fast, because I woke up the next day and you were done. And I was like, when did you read? I
had
slept.
to finish it because I'm not very good at sleeping when I'm not home. Yeah, you did sleep. But it was so weird. I couldn't, like, I just wanted to get it done. It's Outcast, book 1, a living out loud novel by Denise Jayden. Mm-hmm. And it has 4 stars on Goodreads, so maybe it's just me. But this girl
3.57.
3.57. But basically, this girl's family member goes missing one by one, so she enlists a guy to help her, but there's dark secrets, and there's a mental hospital, and there's a fire, and I don't know. It's a lot of things happening. And then the next book, she goes on a band trip. So I don't know. And it doesn't reference anything about the first book.
It reminds me of when we were reading Weregirl, and how the first book was so good, mm-hmm. and all this stuff was happening to her, and she was turning into a werewolf, and blah, blah, blah. And then the next book, things start to go off the rails, and, like, things that happen in the first book are never mentioned.
And people and characters are never mentioned. Yeah, this is the exact same thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then, like, I read it and it was interesting. So I guess I'm not saying this wasn't bad. There was a lot going on. But what bothered me is the next book. She goes on a band trip with becomes a roadie and starts having an alcohol problem. And a guy tries to attack her. And there's no mention of her mom and the psych ward and her crazy cousin. There's no mention of them. And I'm like, what? Like,
so what happened?
Exactly. You don't go from one extreme to another and not mention anything of, like, right. Oh, she's drinking because this happened to her. No. Like, it doesn't say anything. It's very confusing.
That is weird.
Maybe I should have read all 4. Maybe she hooks it up with ties it up with a nice bow, but I couldn't after the second one, so.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, your turn?
Yeah. 41. What is your favorite duology?
Mine is Empress of a Thousand Skies and Blood of a Thousand Stars by Rhonda Belleza.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. I think that's Belleza. I can't remember how to say it. That's what I'm going to go with. What about you?
I picked 2 because I can't just pick one. Because I put in...
rules.
I know.
Because I didn't put all the ones I wanted to. Pick one.
So, first I put in The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye, because I freaking love that duology so much. And then, as I was, like, looking around to make sure that's what I wanted to put, then I was like, oh my god, 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So
I had others I wanted.
You could have.
I'm actually really upset because I loved this series and I was hoping that she'd write another one, but she just kept it as a duology, and I was like, fine.
Aw, not even any 0.5s.
No. Boo. But this is her first book series, so maybe she's gonna come back.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about what they're about?
Oh, I suppose.
We should probably do that. So basically, I think I've talked about this before, but there's a princess, and she's the last survivor of her family, and everyone thinks she got killed, but she got hidden away. And it's cool because the beginning of the book has the galaxy and all the different planets and where they're at located by each other, and people can travel from planet to planet, and she's been hiding, and her best friend is on this like dust planet, and it talks about like all the different, like it's different worlds, like so different things, and like some are rich and some are poor, and it's just this whole new universe. That's why I really liked it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah. What about your 2?
Okay, The Crown's Game. So it's been a while since I read it, so I'm just gonna read like this little part of the blurb.
Yeah.
Vika can summon the snow and turn ash into gold. Nikolai can see through walls and conjure bridges out of thin air. They are enchanters, the only 2 in Russia, and with the Ottoman Empire and the Kazakhs threatening, the Tsar needs a powerful enchanter by his side. And so it's like the Hunger Games, but for enchanters, and no one's dying. So it's like a game, and they're the enchanters, and they're competing to be the royal enchanter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's really good. I just love her writing, and it was wonderful. And then 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, as if I haven't talked about her enough.
Nope, not at all. I'm just kidding.
This one, let's see. Ketterdam, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price, and no one knows that better than criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker. Kaz is offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. So there's 6 characters, and they are doing this heist, and it's all just
it's like Ocean's 11.
Yeah, but with teenagers.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know. I just love the cast of characters so much, because like between book 1 and 2, my favorites changed a lot. But I just love and like every chapter is from a different character's perspective.
I like that. Yeah.
Ugh, I just love it. All right, favorite trilogy. Oh wait, did you want to? Yep. Okay. Nope. Did you want to read about yours? You already did.
Yep.
I'm losing my mind. Okay, favorite trilogy.
Yay! The Mortal Coil series by Emily Savada. I don't need to explain it anymore. You guys are sick of hearing it. I hear it. But just someone read it with me, all right? Someone.
I mean, I need to.
Ugh, I'm so crazy. You want to hear something embarrassing I did? So,
okay.
Where we find our pre-order swag, you can submit things, and I swore it wasn't on there, so I submitted it, and it was on there.
Whoops.
And I even put who I was.
So she's probably like, can you read?
Yeah, you idiot. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just really love the series. I want someone to read it with me. All right, what's yours?
Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor.
Yeah.
Obvious. I feel like we've talked about this one a lot too.
Yeah. I do want to reread. That's one of the ones I want to reread.
Right.
43. What book did you buy because of its cover? All of them.
Yeah, so I put all of them ? And then I ended up putting one that I bought just recently. Yes, suck it. No, I ended up picking one that I just bought this year. It's called Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I just friggin' love the cover.
The cover is really cool.
There's bones and skeletons.
Yeah. Well, I bought this one before I even knew who Tahir Mahaffey was.
Right.
And so I just bought it because of the cover.
Well, I remember doing that too, because didn't you get all of them were on Book Outlet?
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah, and the covers are so cool.
They're so pretty.
So I haven't organized my bookshelves yet, and I was going to go read that series over winter break just to have, I wanted like a physical book. I couldn't find the first one. So I could find the second and third, and I was like, guess not. All right, next.
Oh, sorry. What is a book that you love but has a terrible cover? I really had to do some digging for this one.
Oh my God, so did I. Oh, I agree with yours. Sorry.
So, you want me to go first then?
Yep.
Okay. So, I said Unclaimed Baggage by Jen Dahl. I really loved the book.
We love her. She's awesome.
She's amazing. I read it cover to cover, and I didn't see anything about the freaking squirrel.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And she told us a synopsis, and we're both like, because we met her, and we're like, the cover threw me off. Like, the cover makes me not want to read it because I
don't understand. And maybe it was in the book and I just missed it. But like, the thing is, if it was in the book and I missed it, then it's not a significant part. Why is it on the cover?
Yeah.
Like the whole concept is, and this is a true thing. So airports only have to keep your bags for so long, unclaimed bags, and then they sell them to this place that buys them, and then it's a store that's kind of like a Goodwill or something. And so it's about these kids, these teenagers that work at one of these stores. And so they get to go through all these suitcases and find all these cool, like random weird things.
Yeah.
And then they sort it all and decide what's sellable and what's not. So it's possible that throughout the book they came across this squirrel thing. But
in my opinion, she should have put like baggage, like luggage or something there.
Well, it's not her choice, so it's not the author's choice.
They don't get to say on their no author gets to say on their
not
cover.
Really. Not unless they're indie authors.
What's To All the Boys I Loved Before? She was on the photo shoot.
Well, some authors like
she didn't have
probably
a say.
Do that in their contract, but yeah, most authors don't get a say on the book title or the cover art, not the final decision.
Okay, so we need to reach out to her and decide who at Far Stratus and I don't know how to say that name picked this cover because it's terrible.
It's a Fierce Reads book.
Well, Fierce Reads, this is a terrible cover because the book is amazing. You did this book injustice, in my opinion.
I just don't get it.
I'm off my soapbox. Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of the JoJo Moyes covers.
They're boring. Yeah. They're just stylized writing.
Yeah.
Really, there's nothing else on it, is there?
No, there's nothing else.
But I think that's how all of her book covers are.
That's why I said all of them.
Oh. No, I mean like all of her books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I looked through all of her books. And maybe that's just how she wants it. But in my opinion, how did we get On Me Before You?
Our mom?
Yeah, our mom was wanting to read it. If they wouldn't have made me read it, I wouldn't have read it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not, I don't know. It doesn't have that appeal.
No. It doesn't have the pick up and grab.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know who's supposed to read. I don't even know where are we? What time is it?
What's happening? Do you own a poetry anthology and what's your favorite poem from it?
I don't. Go ahead.
So I own a couple of them. I just haven't picked them up. I don't know. I always want to read poetry, but it's not the thing that I grab.
Yeah, I agree. I used to like writing it a lot, but now I don't even do that.
Good story.
Next. All right, 46. Do you own any coloring books based off other books?
Nope.
I do. It's an adult coloring book from Cassandra Clare's Mortal Instruments.
Oh.
I got it as pre-order swag, I want to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. See, and I like adult coloring books.
Did you click on it? It's pretty cool.
I did, yeah. But I just don't know. I don't like the idea of coloring people. God, that sounds weird. I'm so sorry.
I thought you were going to say, I don't like the idea of coloring.
No, just
the end.
Like, I like patterns and like flowers.
Remember when adult coloring books were really in? I have like 4, but it's like what gene do we have where we don't want to use something because we didn't title that.
I've used some of my adult coloring books, but I
can't.
They're just patterns, and so that's what I like.
I can't do it because then once it's done, I can never do it again. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh my gosh! And mine is one of those like it's a pretty small one, and then the pages tear out. So they're kind of one of those things I like to do like a doodle. It's almost like a doodle more than coloring.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't like to color people. I don't know. I just feel like you have to get skin tones and hair just right, and it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Next.
Do you own any historical fiction?
Go ahead. Just kidding.
I have lots of them. I just felt like this was a really weird question.
That's right. I thought it was a really weird question too.
So I was like, yeah, I have a lot of it. I have a whole shelf dedicated to Outlander.
Yeah.
So
I need to start reading Outlander. I love those books. I just love them.
Yes, they're so big. And
yes.
Thick.
Thick. That's a thick boy. Before this, we were watching TikToks.
How dare you?
Oh, you guys will hear more about him on next week's episode because we have an addiction.
We?
I haven't slept in a long time because I can't stop watching TikToks.
Do you have any historical fiction?
I have one.
Just one? Seriously? Is that the only
Guide
one?
to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee because Elizabeth gave it to me.
Is that the only one you own?
Are you
kidding
I told
me?
You I don't like historical things. And I work in a museum.
Girl.
I'm sorry. I haven't read it either. I'm so sorry. I don't know what it is about things from the past. I just don't like it.
You should listen to the audiobook of that book.
Okay.
It's so good.
I can think of the only book I enjoy is Pride and Prejudice.
Why?
I know. I don't know. I think it's because it was the first like romance historical fiction I read. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just like, eh. Oh, no, I do own another one. We read it. It was like Pride and Prejudice.
We read one?
Yeah.
We did?
An author sent it to us.
Oh, yeah.
So I own 2.
It's a Regency romance.
Yep. Okay, next.
Okay, what book made you angry?
Ooh.
So,
I wrote something that I haven't even read yet, but it's already making me angry.
So I said Internment by Samira Ahmed. It's one of those books that make you angry and want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's set in a horrifying near future United States, where Muslims are gathered and put into camps. And so it's the perspective of one girl, and she's trying to basically fight it. So
yeah,
it's really good, but it makes you very angry because it's like, how can people be okay with this? How is this okay?
Yeah, no, I agree. I need to read that one. And I'm going with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was another one that reminds me of you are angry, but it makes you want to do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, I know we talk about it a lot, so I don't want to go over into it, but yeah.
Right. And I feel like, I'm going to talk about it again in the next question. So.
Perfect. Okay, you go first. 49, what book has inspired you?
So I said the books that make me angry inspire me as well. So Internment, The Hate You Give, The Grace Year.
Oh, I like that you listed all of them. Yeah.
They all make me want to do something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm angry, but I don't want to just like sit and be angry or throw the book. Like, I'm angry and I want to go do something.
Yeah, they make you motivated for change.
Yeah.
Which is important. And that's great that books can do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I chose to not be able to click on this. Oh my God, I just closed out the document.
Girl.
It's Unfiltered. Unfiltered, No Shame, No Regrets, Just Me by Lily Collins. I read this when I was just like going through some stuff. And she's our age. She's gone through a lot with eating disorder and unfaithful guys and a dad that wasn't really around. So I can really relate to a lot of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I just really enjoyed her quotes. And then sometimes I would like use them a lot when I was explaining things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how do you look at your quotes on Goodreads?
Good question.
These are all very good questions.
I think it's on your profile somewhere. Oh, quotes. If you click on your little picture, there's.
Oh, cool. Because I wanted to. Okay, yeah, I have 2 quotes from hers. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. This was in reference to. She was with some guy and he was cheating or he was treating her badly. And she's like, believe that's who he's showing you he is. So believe them. Don't try to change them. Don't try to fix. Don't try to understand. Just see who they are and then understand that and then do what's best for you is what she was saying.
Yeah.
And then another one was asking for help is never a sign of weakness. It's one of the bravest things you can do. It can save your life.
Aww.
So like, I don't know. I really like her as an actress and I really liked all of the things that she had to say in her book. It was really insightful. And it's one of those books where she talks about boys very openly. And I wish I would have had that to read when I was younger, going through it and being like, oh, someone else is going through this. And oh, they're like, they've made mistakes and they've stuck around too long and stuff. So yeah, it was really good.
I like that. Okay.
Last one.
Yeah. I can't believe we made it.
Woo.
So what book got you into reading?
Oh my God, it took me forever to figure out what this book was. You go first.
So I said I have two answers.
Okay.
So when I was younger, it was The Babysitter's Club by Anna M. Martin.
You read The Babysitter's Club.
I read The Babysitter's Club and The Babysitter's Little Sister. And I remember, because you remember I had that tent thing that went on my bed?
I love that, yeah.
It's like a fitted sheet, but also a tent.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting in there and reading all day, and I had such a bad headache. And I was like, Mom, my head hurts. And she's like, well, you were reading all day. Like, your eyes need a rest.
Yeah.
But that's what I was doing. I was just reading Babysitter's Club books, like, back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
So that got me into reading when I was younger. And then, when I had kids and adult life and all that stuff, I just kind of, like, got out of it and wasn't reading for a while until The Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And that's really what started all of this. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So it took me so long to remember what this book was called. And I think if you see the cover, you'll remember. Yeah. It's Rocket's World series by Lauren Day. Mm-hmm. And it was just about a girl like going through like different kinds of things in junior high, like who can you trust? What kind of friend are you? They go on trips. Can you keep a secret? Where do you belong? Like, I don't know. It was just like a cute series, and I really liked it growing up. And then I would say Gossip Girl. The series really, that was one of the first series where I had to read it and then wait for the next one to come out.
And those were the ones that we were reading together and like rereading. And
so I would say that. And then I also stopped reading. And what got me back in was Twilight, I think.
See, and I had a little stint in college too where I like read a whole bunch and it was Twilight. But then, you know, like I said, then I had kids and blah, blah, blah. And then it was the Hunger Games.
Yeah, and see, like I had always continued to read, just not as much as we do now. So I would like read the Twilight series, or I'd like pick up a book here and there and read it. But it was never like the binge worthiness that we do now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
We've just come so far. And now I'm not even reading anything. I feel like a fraud.
You are a fraud. A frog. You are a frog.
You are a frog. That's a thick boy. I can't talk. Okay, I'm done.
Are you sure?
Okay, one last thing. Since it's 2020, this is the first episode of 2020. I kind of want to talk about just like a little mini chat session about the future of the podcast, what new things we're gonna do, any suggestions for the the viewers have, or suggestions we have. Listeners. What was that? Is that thunder? A truck?
It's got to be a truck.
Yeah, because it sounded like thunder.
It's still happening.
Now it's just in your head. I'm just kidding. So we're definitely going to be continuing doing the podcast, obviously. We're talking about trying to add like a more like a series. Not a series, you know what I mean? What am I trying to say?
Structure? Or no, we have that.
Do we have that?
Like a reoccurring.
Yeah, like a reoccurring like episode. We want to do more games. So anything you guys want to suggest? We are switching a little bit up with the podcast. I'm going to put more bloopers in front of every episode. And you heard at the beginning we changed it up a little bit. I don't know, just tweaking some things and having fun with it. We definitely want to do more book and movie comparison shows, and more games. I don't know anything else. We want to do more after hours where we invite people and have guests and talk about adult things, because things are happening in the real world that sometimes affect us. And so it'd be nice to just have that with other, just other listeners that are our age. Yeah. We got our Discord going. I made emotes this weekend. I was having a lot of fun. And my thing is, if you're a Patreon, you should suggest some emotes for me to make, because I'm addicted to making emotes.
It's fun. They're so cute.
I made one of Sophie.
Yes, that was my favorite one.
You need to find me a face, one of Bowie, and I'll make Bowie one. And we'll have Sophie and Bowie.
I'm sure I've got a judgy Bowie face.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any hopes for the podcast? I know you're on your bullet journal, you put focus more on the podcast.
Yeah, because I just feel like I want to make it more of a priority, because I feel like a lot of times this is the one thing that kind of gets like, like I throw in all my answers or my information or whatever last minute, and like I just want to make it a priority. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like
lately I've been just like going in on it. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm not reading and I'm not doing Instagram as much like you are still, and so like I'm just like, I don't know, doing something here. I'm here. So I don't know. I'm excited to see. I want to do more games. I definitely want to get more involved with Patreon and get more involved with our viewers that aren't on Patreon on our Facebook. So that's kind of like my goals.
Yeah, I like that. It's just I want to get more, like you said, involved online mostly, because I just feel like
we used to be so good at like talking to people online, like in other Facebook groups, and now we kind of don't.
It's just so hard to remember sometimes. Yeah. And then like the Instagram, I feel like the only time I post is when we have a new episode, and I would like to post in between new episodes.
Liz was doing all the designs on Instagram, and I really like them. So like you guys should go over there and like them for me.
Canva.
Thank you, Canva. What up, Canva? Not spawn, but sponsor us, please. No. Right. And then I think another thing, I would like to try more teas from different places. Yeah. Just to kind of mix it up. Yeah. And I'm really happy with this our 58th episode. That's insane.
That is crazy.
And yeah, I'm excited.
Woohoo, 2020.
Whoop whoop, 2020. What up? Oh my God.
I like this.
Ooh. This is why we can't do videos. It's because I'll look like a crazy person. Okay, well, we better get going. We've got more tea to drink to read. Our social medias are all down below. Make sure to rate and review the podcast wherever you listen to it.
Yes, please.
It really helps people find it, whatever platform you're on. And come get personal come get personal with us on Patreon. There's $1, $5, and $10 tiers. Book Fairy, you get Discord, discussion, photos, and videos. We only share on Patreon. $5 will get you everything I just mentioned, plus mini episodes. That includes our book reviews, deep dives into certain subjects, just random things that we put up there that don't really fit the podcast format. And for $10, you also get the After Hours episodes where we have adult cocktails and we talk about subjects that maybe are definitely, are not safe for work. And
are more personal.
We definitely do talk about, the first one I ranted about my crumbling love life and how I was living with Elizabeth and just, the lowest of the low of my adult life. And we talked about maybe getting Elizabeth's husband on because we can trigger him real easily and it's really funny. I was like, I'm just going to say something that will make him go off and then we're just going to not talk for the 45
right.
minutes.
It's going to be the Alex podcast.
Yeah, where he'll just talk and talk and Elizabeth will be like, and then go back to looking at our phone.
Yep. Basically, I'll just read or something while he's talking. Usually I play Animal Crossing
gosh, it's so funny watching them when he's on a rant. It's so funny. So yeah, those are some things that you can come and see. Sometimes I put bloopers on there as well because we fight with our equipment constantly and I have to cut it out of the podcast.
I really wish that you had been recording or like a video of just trying to get my mic in the correct position today.
Alex moved them and we couldn't figure out how they're doing that. And so sometimes I'll put bloopers or funny things on there. We put old pictures of us.
There was a nice
just
picture of us with
stuff.
Santa when we were young.
So yeah, come check it out. It's really fun.
Yay.
Thanks for listening and we'll see you next week.
Bye.